Welcome to Millennium News Hour. I am Tanzeeba Naureen. In today's bulletin, we will present top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. Biden says US helped Israel down nearly all Iran attacks. Biden vows G7 response ironclad US support for Israel after Iran attacks. News organizations press Biden and Trump to commit to debates. Netanyahu vows victory after Iran strikes. World reacts to Iran strikes on Israel. Iran's military officials warn Israel and US against retaliation. Sydney knife attacker shot dead after killing 6 in Bondi Mall. Hundreds protest in Niger demanding departure of US troops. Record crowd in KC says Messi Miami get win. And Haaland's father accuses Keane of having an agenda against son. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. President Joe Biden said US forces helped Israel shoot down nearly all the drones and missiles fired by Iran Saturday, but appeared to guide the key US ally away from retaliating against Tehran by saying Israel had now shown its strength. Biden added that he was convening fellow G7 leaders on Sunday to coordinate a diplomatic response against Tehran, in another sign that he is trying to avoid any further military escalation that could ignite a wider Middle East conflict. The US president said he had called Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to reaffirm Washington's ironclad support for Israel after recent tense relations over Israel's war in Gaza. I told him that Israel demonstrated a remarkable capacity to defend against and defeat even unprecedented attacks, sending a clear message to its foes that they cannot effectively threaten the security of Israel, he said. He said he had ordered US military aircraft and ballistic missile defense destroyers to the Middle East in recent days as the likely threat following a presumed Israeli strike on Iranians in Damascus became clear. President Joe Biden has condemned the Iranian drone attacks on military facilities in Israel, reiterating Washington, D.C.'s ironclad support and a coordinated group of 7 diplomatic response, even as reports started to emerge that he is also seeking to de-escalate the situation. Biden cut short a trip to Delaware and returned to the U.S. Capitol to meet advisors following the late Saturday night attack, the White House said in a statement. The statement said that U.S. forces and facilities had not been hit, adding that the U.S. helped Israel in taking down nearly all of the attacking drones and missiles. The president also reiterated the ironclad support for Israel's security in a call with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, with whom he has had strained relations over Israel's handling of the war in Gaza. A dozen national news organizations are calling on the presumptive presidential nominees to commit to debates ahead of the November election. In a joint statement Sunday, the news outlets pressed the candidates without naming President Joe Biden or former President Donald Trump to pledge their participation in the debates scheduled by the non-partisan Commission on Presidential Debates. Though it is too early for invitations to be extended to any candidates, it is not too early for candidates who expect to meet the eligibility criteria to publicly state their support for and their intention to participate in the Commission's debates planned for this fall, the group of news organizations said in a joint statement. Biden and Trump have both won enough delegates to secure their nominations at the party conventions. The news outlets cited the exceptionally high stakes of the election, adding, "There is simply no substitute for the candidates debating with each other and before the American people their visions for the future of our nation." We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BT Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed on Sunday his country would achieve victory after the military said it shot down almost all the more than 300 drones and missiles launched by Iran in a sharp escalation of the Middle East conflict. Tehran's attacks late on Saturday launched after a suspected Israeli airstrike on its embassy compound in Damascus on April 1 that killed officers of the elite Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, raised the threat of a wider regional conflict. Iran had relied on its proxies across the region to attack Israeli and US targets in a show of support for the Palestinian militant group Hamas in the Gaza war with Israel, which shows no sign of easing despite numerous mediation efforts. "We intercepted, we repelled, together we shall win," Netanyahu posted on X. The Israeli military said the armed forces had shot down more than 99% of the Iranian drones and missiles and were discussing follow-up options. Israel's Channel 12 TV cited an unnamed Israeli official as saying there would be a significant response to the attack. Now let's see how the world reacted to Iran's strike on Israel. President Joe Biden promised ironclad support for Israel after holding an urgent meeting with top security officials. "I just met with my national security team for an update on Iran's attacks against Israel. Our commitment to Israel's security against threats from Iran and its proxies is ironclad," Biden said on X, formerly Twitter, posting a picture of the meeting in the White House Situation Room. Qatar expressed deep concern following the strikes and called on all parties to halt escalation and exercise maximum restraint. The gas-rich emirate, which has been engaged in weeks of talks with Israel and Hamas and mediated a hostage exchange between Tehran and Washington in September, urged the international community to take urgent action to defuse the tension and de-escalate. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak condemned the reckless strikes, which he said risk inflaming tensions and destabilizing the region. Iran has once again demonstrated that it is intent on sowing chaos in its own backyard. The European Union's Foreign Affairs Chief Josep Borrell said the strikes were an unprecedented escalation and a grave threat to regional security in a message on X. Iran warned Israel on Sunday of a larger attack on its territory should it retaliate against Tehran's overnight drone and missile attack, adding that US bases would be targeted if Washington backs any Israeli military action against Iran. Iran launched explosive drones and fired missiles at Israel late on Saturday in its first direct attack on Israeli territory, a retaliatory strike against Israel's bombing of its consulate in Syria's capital on April 1 that killed 7 members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Our response will be much larger than tonight's military action if Israel retaliates against Iran, Armed Forces Chief of Staff Major General Mohammad Bagheri told State TV, adding that Tehran warned Washington via Switzerland that any backing of Israeli retaliation against Iran would result in US regional bases being targeted. Our operations are over and we have no intention to continue them, Bagheri said, before claiming that Iran's attack had successfully targeted 2 Israeli military bases. Addressing Iranian state TV, the commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Major General Hossein Salami, said Tehran had entered a new equation in which any Israeli attack on its interests, assets, officials or citizens would be reciprocated from its own territory. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. An attacker who fatally knifed 6 people in a Sydney mall was shot dead by police in the beachside suburb of Bondi on Saturday, police said, as hundreds fled the scene. The assailant was shot by a police officer after he attacked shoppers in the busy Westfield Bondi Junction shopping center, a police statement said. 5 of the 6 victims killed were women, while 8 people, including a 9-month-old baby, were taken to hospital with stab wounds, New South Wales Police Commissioner Karen Webb told a press conference. Police at this stage do not believe the attack was terrorism-related, Webb said. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said there was no indication yet of the man's motive. Hundreds of protesters have taken to the streets of Niger's capital to demand the departure of United States troops after the military government further shifted its strategy by ending a military accord with the US and welcoming Russian military instructors. Marching arm in arm through central Niamey on Saturday, the crowd waved Nigerian flags in a demonstration that recalled anti-French protests that spurred the withdrawal of France's forces from Niger last year after the army seized power in a coup. One handwritten sign in English read, "USA rush out of Niger," in a show of support for the military government and its decision in mid-March to revoke an accord that had allowed around 1,000 US military personnel to operate on its territory out of 2 bases. We are here to say no to the American base. We don't want Americans on our soil, protester Maria Saleh told the Reuters news agency on the sidelines of the march. The crowd was also heard chanting, "Down with American imperialism," and "The people's liberation is on the march." We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BT Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 17,639.04. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 276.16 points or 1.54%. Tokyo stock close price is 39,523.55. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 80.92 points or 0.21%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,019.47. The Shanghai index is decreased by 14.77 points or 0.49%. Hong Kong stock close price is 16,721.69. The Hang Seng index is decreased by 373.34 points or 2.18%. Bombay stock close price is 74,244.90. The Sensex index is decreased by 793.25 points or 1.06%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. A Kansas City soccer record 72,610 fans saw Inter Miami defeat Sporting Kansas City 3-2 Saturday night at Arrowhead Stadium, with the main attraction playing a pivotal role in the win. Lionel Messi, the main reason the match was moved from Sporting's normal home stadium of Children's Mercy Park to Arrowhead, home of the NFL's Chiefs, had a goal and an assist for Miami. The crowd was more than 20,000 larger than the 52,424 that saw the then Kansas City Wizards defeat Manchester United 2-1 at Arrowhead in an exhibition match in July 2010. Messi put Miami up 2-1 in the 51st minute with a rocket from well beyond the 18-yard box. He collected the ball around 25 yards out and found the upper right corner of the SKC net. Erling Haaland's father and former Manchester City player Alfie Haaland has reignited his feud with Roy Keane after the Manchester United legend likened his son to a League Two player. Following Manchester City's match against title rivals Arsenal, Keane singled out Haaland and criticized him, saying in front of goal, he is the best in the world, but his general play for such a player is so poor. He is almost like a League Two player. He is a brilliant striker, but he has to improve his all-round game. City coach Pep Guardiola criticized these comments, and now Erling Haaland has weighed in on the matter. Then you have the background of Keane and other experts who may have a slightly different agenda, Alfie told Viaplay Football. They probably think it's a bit okay to come up with the criticism, but the team wins and Erling is still top scorer, so it can't have been that bad, he added. Since joining Manchester City, Haaland has scored a staggering 83 goals in 91 appearances. Notably, Keane and Alfie have history, as in 2001, the former intentionally tackled the latter, which played a part in his premature retirement. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Biden says US helped Israel down nearly all Iran attacks. Biden vows G7 response ironclad US support for Israel after Iran attacks. News organizations press Biden and Trump to commit to debates. Netanyahu vows victory after Iran strikes. World reacts to Iran strikes on Israel. Iran's military officials warn Israel and US against retaliation. Sydney knife attacker shot dead after killing 6 in Bondi Mall. Hundreds protest in Niger demanding departure of US troops. Record crowd in KC says Messi Miami get win. And Haaland's father accuses Keane of having an agenda against son. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our website. Our website address is www.millenniumnews24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.